tell you the next thing too now, right? The next thing is we are going here to see them fellas on it and to get internet because tomorrow we are to make some go by the mall to get some stuff for to make because we're using this tomorrow in
Hello there, and welcome to the start of commentary on the beach volleyball competition here, the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. It's 7 or 8 days of action, rather, in the 7th edition of the Commonwealth Youth Games here in Trinidad and Tobago, and the volleyball competition has already started. Two African teams in action today. On court 2, Rwanda women have just taken the first set against England, 21-18 in a very, very close set. It was 14-all at one point. In court 1, Kenya have taken the first set against Bermuda, 21-12. Kenya looking the stronger team there. As for the Rwanda women, they're represented by the unrelated Uwasi girls, Yvette and Claire Uwasi. They have looked very impressive in the opening sequence of this game, and as you can see them, they're on the far side of the court here. As for England, they're represented by the powerful pair of Daisy Boardman and Alice Jagielska. Jagielska to the left of your picture, and she is on receiving serve now is Boardman. That's a good start to the second set by England. Good shot there by Boardman down the middle. Neither of the Uwasi girls could get across to that, so England take the early lead here. Both of these players have represented England at the European Under-18 Championships. Also played at Under-20 and Under-20, 22. So faster start here for England in the second set. They actually were very competitive in the first set, but Rwanda pulling away at the end. And certainly they're compounding the good start here. England already up 3-0 here in the second set. Oh, what a start for England. They've already taken a 4-0 lead. This is the biggest lead they've had anywhere in this competition so far. So will England be able to pull things back here? A loss in the first game in this competition could be disastrous for your campaign. $5-0. Rwanda really need to pull things together here. And the coach has seen enough. Actually, the captain going across to have a talk with the official. But dominant performance from England early in the second set. I'm sure that the Rwanda coach, Christophe Budabinyuka, will be having a talk with his charges as they go to the second break in the second set. Shaky start to the point here for Rwanda. That's an excellent spike. And that is 6-0 for England at the start. They're really running away in this second set. The England rugby women's team are here, and they are supporting their compatriots. They won't be getting into action until later in the competition. First point for Rwanda in the second set. 6-1 now, and the teams will change over at the break. So far, it's been all England in the second set, but Rwanda taking the first 21-18. Claire Wassi with the serve. Excellent serve. That's put England in some problems here. And another point going the way of Rwanda, starting to pull things back here after that great start from England. 6-2 now in the second set. Rwanda took the bronze medal back in 2017 when the tournament was held in Bahamas, and another excellent bit of play. That's an excellent serve down the middle, and an ace from Rwanda pulls it back to 6-3. Finally, England break the sequence of 3 straight points here for Rwanda. They're up to 7-3 in the second set here. Problems there. That poke down the middle there, too much for Wassi, who had to reach across to the left to make the stop, but could only guide it off the court. England into double figures now, 10 for 3. Both of these players would have come through a very tough selection process for England. That camp began back in April in Leighton, and they have been able to make it through all the way. Now across to the second game on. This is court 1, Kenya versus Bermuda. Kenya represented by Abigail Chebet and Sharon Jepkoge, and it is Bermuda, Nathalie Gazard and Kaylee Hamilton, the two ladies out there for Bermuda. Kenya, the second of the African countries to take the first set here. They won the first set comfortably, 21-12. And Kenya also leading big in the second set, 13-6 at the moment. And they're looking for an early day here, the Kenya team, as they look to put away Bermuda very early. Make that 14 points for Kenya, just 7 away now from an early start for them against Bermuda. A loss in this format could certainly put you in real peril of not being able to carry on and challenge for the medals. Let's head back to court 2, where Rwanda and England are locked in a big battle here. Rwanda winning the first set 21-18. England having the better so far, 11-3. Make that 11-4 now as Kenya claw one further point back. This Kenyan pair have been training since their exams have ended. England continue to pile on the pressure here. We might have a tie, the breaker coming, the third set. They might be able to force that third set. That's going to drift out. More points for England as they seek to take this one to a third set. Kenya have been training at Lake Kuyu Beach Camp since the end of the 2022-2023 school season. looked a little bit off color in the second set, Rwanda. And England have asked all the right questions of them in the second set. That was a powerful serve down the middle, but just missing the line, not by much. And they're targeting that ace down the middle, but it will be England's serve once again. Well, that's 15-5 now, and certainly they're in an excellent position to go on to win this second set. England looking to close out the second set here. Good serve to start off. Well, that was an excellent spike there. Just targeting the right-hand side of the court. And unable to keep that one in was Boardman with the big right hand. So that's the break in the match. And at the break, England lead by 15 points to 5. Let's head across to the other game. This is on court 1, where Kenya are large and in charge of this one against Bermuda, winning the first set 21-12 and leading the second 15-9. It's been closer here by Bermuda. Gazard and Hamilton have been able to pull things back a bit here. Can they make best use of this service opportunity? Good bit of play there by Kenya, and that was spiked into the unprotected corner of the court. So they are just 5 points now away from victory here. Well, that was a huge error there by the Bermuda team that really should have been put away. But now that has put Kenya closer to victory here. Shabbat and Jepkoji have worked at the secondary schools games in their country. They've been in a residential camp in Kilifi during the summer period in their country. 18-9, Bermuda staring down the barrel of their first defeat of the competition. 19-9 now, just 2 points away, Kenya. Their coach Patrick Owino might be very happy with their preparation, with how they're going so far. He said before the tournament that it was a very comprehensive preparation where Kenya actually trained with the senior team led by the 2020 Olympics player, Wardensia Makoka. And certainly that exposure to the international players is helping Kenya to no end here. They're just 2 points away from victory, the first team to register a victory at the beach volleyball competition at this Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. Now that took the net cord and dropping over. So point back here for Bermuda. They certainly have a long way back. It's a 9-point deficit they need to make up. Just too good. Still alive here for Bermuda. Well, the set looked just a little bit too low, but she made the best use of it, and that has put Kenya on the hill here. So Kenya just a point away from victory. And it would be a dominant one. And there it is. That's victory for Kenya. They have won this match 21-12, 21-10. And Kenya have now put themselves with an excellent chance of making it into the quarterfinals. They've been absolutely dominant here, Abigail Shabbat and Sharon Jepkoji. And that exposure, playing with the Olympic players, certainly has helped Kenya to no end. They have closed out victory here against Bermuda, 21-12, 21-10. A lot of work to do here for Natalie Gazard and Kaylee Hamilton and their coach Alison Settle. They will certainly have to come big in their second game if they have any chance of challenging for the medals here in Blackrock, Tobago. Back here at court 2, where Rwanda women have taken the first set 21-18 against England. England leading 17-12. Rwanda have started to pull things back here. England had at least a 5-point lead at one point. And now that has been restored. Six-point lead for England in this second set. Rwanda need to get things together here. That was an error there by England. Can Rwanda turn this around? The poke, not finding England track that one easily. Oh, they've been caught out of position several times in that point, and while they hung tough there for a while, Rwanda, England are able to pick up the point. England 2 points away now from forcing a tiebreaker here. That's also going to fly long. 1 point away now. England, Boardman and Jagielska from forcing a third set here. Well, I think she was expecting something a bit faster. That attempted shot there, just dribbling across the net. And unfortunately, Jagielska unable to rein that one in. Still, England need just 1 point here for victory in the second set. And that's going to drift wide. Missed that one by a long way. That was Boardman attempting to close out the second set. The Boardman plays for Urmston Grammar Volleyball Club. And there it is. England have won the second set here. 2014. So that has brought a decider here. And in court 2, Rwanda women against England. On the other side, on court 1, Kenya have gotten rid of Bermuda here early, 21-12, 21-10. So that's the situation so far. Victory for Kenya. And in the Rwanda-England game, this one is going to a third set decider. So we're into the decider here at court 2 between Rwanda and England. Rwanda running away with the first set 21-18, but England fighting back to win the second set 21-14, and they certainly have the momentum with them now. Daisy Boardman and Alice Jagielska, the two players out there for England, looking ominous at the moment. That one's going to drop in. That was a floated serve that just went over the head of Owase, and she was left rooted to the spot there. I'm sure she's going to try this one again. Across to player 1. Owase going down the line. Jagielska finds the court once again, and England looking ominous here in the third set. Definitely the motivation and the movement is with England, and at the first changeover, England lead by 4-1. 4-1, remember it's a race to 15, and the first team to win by 2 player points will win this match. It's gone down to 3. The first of the cliffhangers we hope here at Blackrock in Tobago. Well, that's excellent there by Boardman, really slamming that one down, and nothing that Yvette Owase could have done to keep that one in. And timeout called here because Rwanda really looks shell-shocked at the moment against this England team that have really pulled things back here in the decider. In the meantime, out at game 4, Mozambique will be taking on the Cayman Islands on court 1. After that, it will be the first of 2 men's games to come your way. England versus Canada, and New Zealand taking on the Gambia here at the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. Initially, these games were scheduled for the 1st to the 7th of August 2021, but were postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Incidentally, these games are the first since the death of Queen Elizabeth II, King Charles III, who is the new monarch. This is the first Commonwealth Youth Games under his regency. So here we go again. England leading. Rwanda need to find some answers here. And England have huge support. It's noticeable that really England's fortunes started to change after the end of the first set, when the England rugby team appeared. And they're cheering and urging on the sidelines just behind where the Rwandan team is. They have certainly helped their team pull things around here. One for England in this third set, in this decider, and Rwanda looking really out of it at the moment. Correction there, 7-2, and Rwanda so dazed and confused at the moment. It didn't appear that they knew they'd won the point. One straight into the net here, and certainly that's the last thing you want to do at this point, to be donating points to the other team deep inside of this third set. At the changeover, England lead by 8-2 in this third set decider. Need to show some fight here, Kenya, after leading for the entire portion of the first match. Pressure here in this point. If this one goes to England, could signal their march towards the victory. Well, that's one of the better rallies in the game so far, and England come out triumphant once again. They lead by 9-2 in this decider. Kenya won the bronze medal across in the Bahamas the last time round. Valentine Munacero and Penelope Musabe Mana, the winners of the bronze medal. Australia winning the gold medal, and New Zealand taking silver at Bahamas at the Thomas Day Robinson Stadium in the Bahamas in 2017. England into double figures now, 5 points away. And this dynamic duo, who both competed at the European Under-18, Under-20 and Under-22 tournaments, they look the better of the two teams at the moment. And Rwanda have lost the plot here after an excellent start. And really, they look like a beaten team at the moment, unfortunately, here for Yvette and Claire Uwase. Outplayed in the second set, and now outplayed so far in the decider. Can they reach deep and find something here? (12-2) in the decider. Make that 13-2. England just 2 points away now. Certainly the appearance of the rugby team having a huge effect on their morale. Just to the bottom of your picture, the two gentlemen you were seeing there for a moment, they are the members of the Rwanda men's team. Even their presence has not been able to help things for their team. Here's the Cayman Islands. They're in action in game 4. This is actually game 4. And this is the Cayman Islands and Mozambique. They're just going through their warm-ups at the moment. Cayman Islands represented by Aniha Del Pena and Brianna Del Pena. Back to the main game here on court 2, Rwanda women versus England. And England have completed victory. England have won the third set, and they've taken the match. And really, it was a case of Rwanda just running out of steam here. I'm wondering how much they would have become acclimatized to the hot weather here in Tobago. And even for us who live here in Trinidad and Tobago, it's never very an easy task here to deal with the heat. And Rwanda have absolutely wilted here in the second and the decider. England have gone on to win this match. They lost the first set 18-21, came back to take the second set 20-14, and now England have won the decider. They're really blown away Rwanda in the third set 15-2. So victory here for England. They now join Kenya with victories so far in the Commonwealth Youth Games beach volleyball competition. So they're going through the final protocols here. The two teams together, always a great sight to see the two teams together and enjoying the moment, all about friendship after all, at the end of the competition. So that is the end of the England game. They've won this one by 2-1, and they join Kenya, who were 2-0 winners over Bermuda. Next game on court 2 will be Canada versus Scotland. And we're just getting ready. This is your view of court number 2. Women's side, Canada versus Scotland. The teams involved in this one. Canada represented by Katrina Droz and Kalinda Koch, the representatives for Canada, that is. And for Scotland, Alexandra Clegg-Keown for Scotland, and she is there with Iona Bell. They're doing their warm-ups at the moment. In the meantime, the game between Mozambique and Cayman Islands has started. Mozambique represented by Veronica Carlos Roque, and also in there with her is Nadia Bango from Mozambique, the third African nation to appear so far at Commonwealth Youth Games 2023 in the beach volleyball competition here at Corland Beach Sports Arena. Cayman Islands have already taken a 3-1 lead here. Aniha Del Pena and Brianna Del Pena. They are in action here for the Cayman Islands. Certainly in the last competition, just to remind you, Rwanda, who've won the bronze medal, they have been beaten already today in a very good performance, a come-from-behind performance by England. And we haven't seen Australia women so far, nor have we seen New Zealand. They will be in action later on in the competition. New Zealand will be certainly difficult to beat here, as will be Australia. Good start here for the Cayman Islands. The Del Pena girls have started well against the taller and more athletic-looking opponents from Mozambique. Dumping that one into the net. So that's not going to help the cause here. Mozambique need to find a way back into this one. Commonwealth Youth Games coming to the Caribbean for the first time. I know that might sound confusing, knowing that Cayman Islands did in fact host the last one in 2017, but for the purpose of classification, Cayman Islands really classified as part of North America. Confused me too, if you're a bit confused by that. Very much a Caribbean country. Cricket, I believe, is still their top sport there, at least their national sport, even though it's not played very much. That was an excellent shot cross court. Nothing that that player could have done to pull that one back. Point goes to Cayman Islands here. The Mozambique players, I believe that was Roque touching the net, and that one going the way of the Cayman Islands. Built up a 4-point lead now. Open court, got enough real estate to direct that one into. Easy point there for Mozambique. Good serve to start off. Excellent bit of work there at the net by the Cayman Islands. It looked like Anija Del Pena rose up well to just spike that one down and take the point away from Mozambique. Couldn't keep that one going there. Mozambique, one of the 35th largest country in Africa. And Mozambique is a country in East Africa, divided by the mighty Zambezi River. Cayman Islands leading 9-5 at the changeover here. And can they convert that 4-point lead into victory here against the team from Mozambique? Officially, the Republic of Mozambique, located in southeastern Africa, bordered by the Indian Ocean to the east, Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, some of the countries that border this beautiful country in Africa. For the moment, it hasn't gone swimmingly for them at all, as the Cayman Islands have asserted their excellence already in this match. So you're looking at the changeover here, and at the changeover, it is Cayman Islands leading Mozambique in the game 4 on court 1, cross on court 2. Canada are preparing to play Scotland in that match. That court was the site of the first and exciting first game here at court 2. Rwanda women falling to England 18-21, 20-14, and 15-2. They just seem to run out of steam in that second set. More matches tomorrow for Rwanda, and they will have to head back to the hotel, take a good break, and rethink strategy for their second game, which they need to win if they are to get forward and perhaps really challenge for the medals here in Tobago. Once again, we are on court 1 here, Mozambique against the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands, one of the British overseas territories here in the Caribbean. Just 264 square kilometers. It's even smaller than Tobago, made up of 3 islands: Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. It might be a small island, but they're looking large here as they're taking on the mighty East African country, Mozambique. Right now, the Cayman Islands have the better of the exchanges. Didn't get all of that. I think she was looking for something a bit more powerful spike. Just coming off the outer portion of the hand, but it was enough to earn an 11th point here for the Cayman Islands. Straight down the middle there. That one seemed to... that one just missing the line, so that will turn over to Mozambique, who have another chance here to make best use of their serve. Always difficult from this side. You're slipping slightly into the wind. Well, not enough purchase on that, but enough to get it over the net and to earn another point here for the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands serving with the wind slightly to their back. It does come cross court here. That one landing well inside the court, so an excellent point there for Mozambique to pull things back. 4 points is the deficit between the teams in this first set that has been dominated so far by the Cayman Islands. Well, unable to keep that one in. I think that first touch there by Del Pena, unable to really set up something more meaningful for Brianna to build on. And that is another changeover coming. At the changeover, it is the Cayman Islands leading Mozambique. On the other side, we're getting ready for the start of the Canada-Scotland game. Canada, Scotland just getting underway there. That one's at 1-all. Canada on the near side of the court, picking up their second point of the match. Katarina Drozd out of Toronto in Canada, of course, and Kalinda Koch of Kitchener. They're coached by Andrew Koss, who is also from Toronto in Ontario. As for Scotland, Alexandra Clegg McKeon and Iona Bell are the two representatives of Scotland here today. Each country only allowed one team in the competition. One heading straight into the net there. Fortunately there for Scotland. That was the first point actually won by Canada. Kept alive here for the moment. And Canada clearly the bigger of the two teams in terms of size, physical size. Scotland girls are the smaller of the two. But Scotland coached by Mel Coots, the Scotland international, all part of what she sees as giving back to the sport. Mel Coots would have competed for Scotland at the 2018 and 2022 Commonwealth Games. Bell with the serve. Oh, that was powerful. Using a height to great advantage there, rising high and slamming that one past the flailing figure of Bell there. Yeah, that one just locating that unprotected part of the court between the two players. Both of them, Drozd and Koch, caught napping there at the moment. That one finding the sand, unprotected area in the sand. So Canada starting to get going finally here after a really fast start from Scotland. Canada starting to find their range. They are their representative, Drozd and Koch, are the larger of the two players and should be using their physical advantage to good effect here. But certainly they don't need that. They're serving with the wind, so that's always one of the problems, to properly calibrate how you're going to play that floating serve. Excellent serve there by Clegg McKeon. Bell, correction. Here's Bell again. Well, that's what happens after you praise players. They do something not quite right just after that. Bell dumping that next serve into the net. That had some venom on it. And that one really hammering down into the court. And Canada starting to pull things back now. Excellent save, and that set up a brilliant point there. Canada now starting to show and make that athletic ability count here in game number 3 on court 2 here at the beach volleyball competition at the Commonwealth Youth Games. 56 matches in 6 days. We are into game 3 and 4. Good work there by Drozd to knock that one in, down, and earn the point for Canada. Scotland still lead by 11 points to 5. Make that 11 points to 6 here. And despite their athletic ability, it is Scotland that have been able to really stay in there attritionally and pick up the points readily. They just seemed a bit confused there about the decision, but that did not find the safe area inside the court. That one went too long. And the story of the day here for Scotland, despite the fact that they've been leading, whenever they've gotten their serving has not been up to mark here. Una Bell and Alexandra Clegg McKeon. Alexandra likes to be called Sasha for some reason, so in all of her interviews she prefers the name Sasha. Alexandra to the right of your picture on the other side of the net. Smattering of spectators here already at the Commonwealth Youth Games here at the newly opened Corland Beach Sports Arena. This arena was actually officially opened only 2 days ago. The Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Farley Augustine was here to do the opening and serve the first ball. So a little bit of a lull here as the officials just talking things over. They just want to make sure that the points are fine. Just to remind you, it is Scotland that lead by 13 points to 6. Well, that umbrella has someone under it, I can tell you. One. It's that sort of day here where the umbrellas get up and start walking themselves. It's been that hot. And once again, it's showing up here readily here that Scotland need to do some work on their serving. That is the third serve that they've dumped into the net. When you consider that Canada have only won 7 points to Scotland's 14, they have donated quite a few points here. More than just about half of the points that Canada have gotten, Scotland have donated about half of those already. So that's the score in the Canada-Scotland game. Let's find out what's going on in Mozambique versus the Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands lead, which was as big as 5 at one point, has now dwindled. In fact, it's now disappeared completely. Both teams tied at 17 all here in the first set. Mozambique have done brilliantly to come back. Can they now close out this first set? Yep, they've taken the lead for the first time here, Mozambique. That's the first time they've led in this first set. And the African nation hoping to join their compatriots Rwanda and Kenya with victories here today. Mozambique certainly did not start the better of the two teams, Roque and Bango, their two representatives. Maybe a little bit of the attack of nerves here. Here's Roque with the serve. Well, that's out. So that's a point back to the Cayman Islands, who've now tied things up. So it's getting tight here at the back end of this first set. 18 apiece here. Which of these two teams is going to blink first? Brianna Del Pena with the serve. Just catches the net. and unable to get that one over. So that will be the point there for Mozambique. Error on the serve, and then the attempted spike just catching the top of the net. And the Cayman Islands concede the point here. Can Mozambique now build on this slight opening? Excellent first serves to start. That's going to drift wide. And for the first time, Mozambique have a 2-point lead, and they are just 1 point away from closing out this first set. Now that one's long, and that has given the initiative back here to the Cayman Islands. 20-19. In fact, they've now drawn it level. It's 20-all. Oh, that's an excellent serve down the middle. Couldn't control that one. And this one has given Cayman Islands control here. They lead 21-20. 1 point here, and they could take the first set. That's in. Mozambique have hanging tough here. 21-all. This is the first one of the sets to go beyond 21 points in this Commonwealth Youth game so far. Here at court 1. Now it's once again Cayman Islands that are back in front. Mozambique had a 2-point lead. Now Cayman Islands lead by 22-21. They need to win this point here, Mozambique. And that has found the corner of the court. And that will be Mozambique pulling this one back to 22-all. Whichever team loses this first set, that could be a huge decider of what happens in the second set. As the motivation drains, and that one's hit long. That was Rihanna Del Pena with the spike. Just couldn't keep that one down. And once again, Mozambique are up by a point here, 23-22. Can they now get the right serve? They're going to go towards player 1. Cayman Islands need to win this. Mozambique keep it alive. And they found the net, they found the court, and that is the first set has gone to Mozambique, 24-22. A real battle here in this first set. Cayman Islands led by at least 5 points. Mozambique coming back to edge it at the end here, 24-22. Now, can Cayman Islands pull themselves back together and get themselves back into the contest and force the third set? But excellent bit of work there by Mozambique, the East African country, closing out the first set 24-22, and they are now in the driver's seat to go on to win this match. We're back now at court 2, where Canada are taking on Scotland. Canada a point away from victory in this first set, and they've just closed it out. And that is the point that will take them to victory. Canada, a magnificent comeback in this first set. Scotland actually led by 7 points or so in this first set. However, Canada, Droz and Cork doing well to pull things back and blow out Scotland in this first set, 21-10. So that's the situation after the first set of both matches. Canada lead by a set to nothing, winning that first one 21-10. And Mozambique, they have edged the Cayman Islands in a very tight first set that went all the way. And that one went to 24-22. So into the second set, Cayman Islands versus Mozambique. Cayman Islands had a great start to the first set, but unable to close it out. Mozambique, the stronger of the two teams at the end. And that was good work there by Roque, sending that one cross court. And unfortunately for the Cayman Islands, one of the Del Pena girls there unable to keep that one in. Here's the serve by Roque. And that one just hammering into the net. One of the recurring themes of the tournament so far. The quality of the serving, especially from this side where you're serving slightly into the wind. That's lifted over the player and into the unprotected area of the court and pointed to Mozambique. Mozambique now lead 5-1 in the second set. Sure that there's a lot of interest in this game in the capital of Mozambique, Maputo. Not sure what language that the two young ladies representing them speak, but Portuguese among the recognized national languages in Mozambique, including other languages include Sena, Songa, and Changana, among the 7 or so languages that are official languages in Mozambique. Here's Roque with the serve. And that's too long. That's always the problem when you're serving from that side of the court with the wind to your back. Difficult to calibrate how much you need to put into it. Good bit of work there. That point looked like it was drifting away from Mozambique, but an excellent spike there to keep that one in. And that was a Bango who was there to hammer that one down and win the point back for Mozambique, who now take a 7-2 lead in the second set. Well, that's also out. Yeah, so that will be point for Mozambique once again. And it will be Nadia Bango with the serve. Well, she's targeting Brianna Del Pena and unable to keep that one in. That one starting along the line of the player, but with the crosswind just drifting away. Excellent bit of work there by Bango to earn another point. And Mozambique have now taken a big lead in the second set. And they're looking good to go on to win this match. Did say that whichever team lost this first set, it would be very, very difficult for them to pull things back, to really pull together, stitch together the motivation needed to go on to win it. Certainly this event here at the Commonwealth Youth Games in Trinidad and Tobago would not have been possible without the assistance of the volunteers. And as you can see there are at least 50 volunteers here at the Holland Beach Sports Arena, and they are the ones in charge of getting the lines clean and distributing the balls for the players. Also, a lot of the volunteers have been here around us distributing water, much needed in this very hot climate. We are just away to the right of your picture behind the bleachers. So let's have a look at what's happening in Court 2, where Canada are taking on Scotland. And Scotland seem to have lost their mojo at the moment here. The Canadians have taken a big lead in the second set. (10-4) to Canada in the second set. And really it was Scotland that started the better of the two teams. Canada took a while to get going, but once they got things together, they have been almost unstoppable force. That was a shot with some authority there from Cork. Really knocked that one beyond the two Scottish players and earning another big point here for Canada. It looks almost inevitable now that they will go on to win this game unless Scotland can find something here. And they found something there to earn the point. Here's Bell with the serve. Yeah, point again for Scotland, and the lefty Iona Bell said before the tournament that she was thrilled to have been chosen to represent Scotland here in this tournament. But they found a formidable opponent in Canada. That one has looked like it's gone just wide. Actually, it's found the corner of the line, so that will be the point to Canada. And the athletic ability of Canada is certainly showing up here. The two representatives, Katrina and Kalinda, have really started to distance themselves now from Scotland. And they have set up their stall. They're showing what they're made of. Excellent serve. Clegg McKeon has to defend this one, and she was going right. The ball went the other way, and Canada picked up another point here. Trost and Cork looking very ominous here at the moment. (15-6) at the changeover. Canada large and in charge here in the second set. And Clegg McKeon and Bell, all sorts of trouble here against this powerful duo out of Canada. And that's what's happening as the changeover happens here. So let's head across to the other court where Mozambique are battling the Cayman Islands. Right now, it's not much of a battle because despite the fact that Mozambique edged the first set 24-22, they're absolutely running away with it in the second. They're leading by 14-5. Mozambique have a 10-point lead here and make that 11. Excellent serve there from Roque. Cayman Islands unable to keep that one in. Certainly the Cayman Islands, one of the excellent spots for beach volleyball here in the Caribbean with their wonderful beaches and their wonderful beaches. Certainly not sure if they are one of the blue flag designated countries in the Caribbean, but they could very well be several countries in the Caribbean because of the existence of the great climate and their beaches, certainly seen as growth poles for the sport here in the world. Grenada earlier this year were announcing that they would also look into building a beach volleyball facility, where action has resumed on court 2, where Canada taking on Scotland. Canada winning the first set 21-10. And they also have a massive lead in the second set. Canada just 3 points away from closing out victory in their match. So the game's coming thick and fast here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Remember, it's 56 matches in 6 days. On the women's side, Canada grouped with Scotland and New Zealand. And that's the situation in the group. Canada looking to take the early lead in this particular group. On the other side, Mozambique and Cayman Islands, perhaps one might argue one of the easier groups. But at this level of the competition, certainly there are no easy games. Mozambique, Cayman Islands, and Vanuatu in that particular grouping. Well, they peeled off the net there, Canada, and they were punished for it. No one was expecting that shot to just drift in just over and to earn the point there for Scotland. Another excellent spike, really got that one cross court. Court was well covered down the line, but her superior height here used much to her advantage. Well, referee had decided to call things up there. See what's happening. The ball has the point has been given to Canada here. And they are just 1 point away from victory. So this is the match point here for Canada. And that, well, a bit lucky, just coming over the net and dropping in the court. And that is victory for Canada. They have won. Game number 3 here against Scotland on court 2. Canada have closed out victory by 2-0. And it's been a dominant display in the second set. Canada have won this one 21-7 in the second set. So victory for Canada. They get past Scotland, and both teams do have to face New Zealand still in this particular grouping. So still more challenges for them coming. Coming up on court number 2, we will have the first men's game. England will be taking on Canada. And on the other side here, we're now back on to court 1, where Mozambique are taking on the Cayman Islands. Mozambique winning the first set 24-22. They lead the second set here and looking to close out the third victory for the African countries at this Commonwealth Youth Games beach volleyball competition. They're just 2 points away. It is going to be Roque with the serve. Straight down the middle. Roque again looking to set one up here for Bongo. And well, that one just drifting wide here, so they will have to wait to close out those 2 points. Cayman Islands still hanging tough here, represented by Anija and Brianna Del Pena. That's an excellent block. Good stuff there from the Cayman Islands. They're not going to be pushovers today. And that was Anija. They're getting up nicely to put up the block. Captain play well. Oh, and then couldn't do much with that. And that is Mozambique closing out victory here. Mozambique have won the match, and they've gone on to win the second set quite comfortably by 21-10. So victory for Mozambique, 24-22, 21-10, and they have closed out victory here for their country. And Mozambique becomes the third African nation to win matches here. The African nations are 3-0 in the competition so far. Rwanda winning by 2-0 Rwanda going under, correction, by 2-0 to England. Kenya beating Bermuda by 2-0. And now Mozambique becoming the second African nation, correction, to win here, the Commonwealth Youth Games. They have beaten Cayman Islands 24-22, 21-10. Seen the first of the women's matches here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Coming up next, the first two men's matches. England will take on Canada on court 2, and on court 1, New Zealand will face the Gambia. Welcome back to coverage of the beach volleyball here at the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023 at the Corland Beach Sports Arena. It is England getting underway against Canada in the first of the men's matches today. Immediate error there by the England team, and that was Peter Sachevka going down in the sand here. He's been training all the way through the afternoon, the last couple of evenings, going down and conceding the first point to Canada. England won the gold medal back in 2017. The team of Javier Bello and Joaquin Bello, the twin brothers, winning the tournament back in 2017. Bello and the Bello boys went on to win the bronze medal at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. And those two of the stars of the Commonwealth Youth Games the last time round. England represented here today by Peter Sachevka, the only one of the competitors in the beach volleyball competition who plays on the FIVB World Tour, and Rob Morgan. Sachevka with the serve. That one's out, so that presents the point to Canada. England leading by 2 points to 2-1 here. Canada represented by Andan Kariakou and Oliver Toombs. Andrew Cos, the coach of both the women's and the men's team. So they're just getting it right. The referee just going across to make sure they got the right spot. All seems to be good now, and England will not have the point. That's the first point for Canada in this contest. Canada, one of the growing powers in world volleyball, especially in beach volleyball. Sachevka with the spike that earns England their third point. Canada certainly rising in terms of their beach volleyball. Back in 2015, Christina Villas and Jamie Border becoming the first two Canadians to win an FIVB Tour event. They defeated the powerful American pair of Kerry Walsh and April Ross at the Fujou Open in Canada. Canada, their first exclamation point. They have their supporters at the back. And met a couple of Trini Canadians here to support Trinidad and Tobago and Canada. Morgan didn't quite get the setup he wanted there from Sachevka, who was pointing to his chest as if to suggest that was my fault. Just overplaying that set there. And it will be the Canadians that take the lead as we go into the first changeover. So here's Toombs with the serve for Canada. Targeting Morgan again. They're trying to keep the powerful Sachevka off at the moment here, so targeting Morgan more than anything, the 16-year-old from Raymond Beach Volleyball Club. That's excellent work there by Canada. And another good point there. That's slammed down into the court by Oliver Toombs, the man from Toronto, getting another point for Canada. Clear pattern in the plan here by Canada. They're trying to keep Sachevka out of the play as much as possible, but Morgan certainly equal to the task. Morgan, the 16-year-old, he will be heading to Purdue University to start off his college career. Now that one lands in, so another good bit of play here by England. Canada's lead is now down to 1 here. Exclamation point on that. Morgan rising high to slam that one past the best efforts there of Oliver Toombs. Canada certainly not one of the teams you'd think about when you think about beach volleyball. Started in the 1950s at the Balmy Beach Club, located on Lake Ontario in Toronto. Excellent save there by Morgan. Can he keep it alive here? Here's Morgan again. And yeah, that was error at the net there. Toombs was the man just running into the net. Giving up the lead here to the England national team. England, of course, the hot favorites to go away with the gold medal here once again. But they will be tested here by Canada. Down the line there by Toombs. Real exclamation point as they go to the changeover. (8-6) the score at the moment. And it will be the Canadians in this very tight first set. On the other side, it is due to be New Zealand versus the Gambia. But what's happening there is that we haven't seen the Gambia team of Sanusi Jawara and Boubacar Bojani. They haven't turned up just yet. So New Zealand taking the opportunity to play, to do some practice at the moment. That game should have started just a few moments ago. A 9-6 lead for Canada. They're starting to pull away here. England need to get things going. Suchevka, Morgan. Couldn't keep that one in play. Morgan wrong-footed there. And they haven't been able to get the powerful Suchevka in play so far. The flag bearer for the England, competes in the 18-year-old. Competes in the FIBV World Tour. That's what he can do. That is great work there by Toombs, rising high and to spike it past Suchevka. Timeout called with Canada leading by 11-5 here in this first set. Canada coach Andrew Cause looks quite animated speaking to his players just outside of your picture. There's what you're seeing there. That is what should have been the New Zealand-Gambia game, but New Zealand practicing with their coach Warren Smith, the former New Zealand player, played professionally in Germany for 10 years, Warren Smith, but no Gambia so far. Still trying to get word on what's happening with the Gambia. Officials were nonplussed when I spoke to them a couple moments ago about where the Gambia team were. Just about getting ready for the restart of the game, and England with some work to do here. They trail Canada by 11 points to 5. False start here for Canada as we start off after the break. Their lead now down to 4. And these two, the latest pair to represent Canada here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. Well, that's excellent work there by Morgan, keeping that one alive. And again, Suchevka. What's the call here? Looked like a foul at the net. This one has gone the way of England finally. A break, a couple of points they've started to string together now. Here's Suchevka. And unfortunately, he's put that one out of play. Shepka and Morgan here for England, hoping to follow in the footsteps of Javier and Joaquin Bello, the pair that won the gold medal back in the Commonwealth Games in Bahamas in 2017. The Bellows certainly making a lot of history for themselves. Gold medal at the Youth Games, 3 bronze medals from the FIVB World Beach Tour. They won those medals in 2019, 2021, and 2022. They also got a gold medal in the World Tour in 2021. And the latest in their bulging trophy case, the Bellows, bronze medal at the 2022 Commonwealth Youth Games. And certainly with the Bellows and what they have achieved, starting with the Commonwealth Youth Games, a great template for the likes of Morgan and Sachevka to carry on here for England. As for Canada, it is Kariakou and Toombs the leaders here in the first set. Heading back on, then the 2 Canadians clad in white and black at the moment. They're looking the better of the 2 so far. Their tactics have worked out very well. They have been targeting Morgan and keeping Sachevka largely out of play. There's Toombs. And Toombs finds the corner. Just away from the block, the attempted block there by Sachevka. So Canada continue. Their lead up to 4 now. Oohs and ahs from the crowd as that one finds the court once again. And Toombs will serve once more, the right-hander. Toombs does well here. Oh, that was brilliant play by Canada. Really good stuff. They certainly looked second best as that point started to develop. But a nice touch by Toombs and Kariakou, finishing it out with a wonderful exclamation point slam. Well, error at the net here, called on Sachevka. He's appealing his case with the referee at the moment. But I don't think the referee's mind will be changed in any way. Canada now suddenly 7 points ahead. After the break, whatever that was said to them by their coach, Andrew Koz, certainly has had the effect. And Sachevka has been called back by the referee. Apparently his protestations have earned him a bit of a chiding here from the referee. He, of course, is the only professional in the ranks here at the Commonwealth Youth Games. But he has to accept the word of the referee, which, as always, is final. And again, they're going to go to Morgan. Sachevka has to pull himself back together here. He's lost his, he's a little bit flustered here as Canada leading in this first set. That one's in, so the point will stay, the serve will stay with England here. Sachevka has to gather himself. Good serve down the line. Well kept in by Morgan. Gives it back to Canada. Oh, that one was just too hot to handle there. That was Toombs there slamming that one down. Canada's lead is 5. And again, another good bit of play there by Toombs to pick up another point. They lead up to 6 at the moment. And their coach, Andrew Koz, certainly on top of things. Has the water and the cold rag, which he's draped over the shoulders of his players. There's an ice box not too far away from where the players are. And they've kept those towels in them all the way through. And Andrew Koz has them always ready for his players once they come off the court. At the changeover, it's Canada leading by 17-11 in the first set. And in the meantime, there's no sign of the Gambia still. And New Zealand certainly will be declared winners of this one. They're having a chance to play a bit here. And they're actually playing a pickup game with two of the line judges for one of the matches. The gentleman to your right, as you're seeing there, he is actually a national player for Trinidad and Tobago. And the youngster there, brother of one of the national players. And those two just giving the New Zealand team a little bit of a warm-up there. Back here with England trying to hang on to things here in this first set. But it's been all Canada. They lead by 19 points to 11. Just a couple points away here from closing out victory. And what will certainly be a real statement here by Canada in this first set. Well, kept in there by Sachevka, but to no avail. Excellent work by Kariakou, the man from Ajax in Ontario, keeping that one alive and allowing Toombs to put Canada a point away from taking the first set. Point for Canada, and they have won the first set by 21-12. So Canada take the first set. They pulled away from England and managed to stay ahead all the way through that set. So the pair of Kariakou and Toombs are winning that one 21-12. So England will have to come big in the second set. They need to win the second set to stay alive in this matchup here on court 2 at the Corlin Beach Sports Arena here in Tobago. Here's the start of action in the second set here between Canada and England. Canada taking the first set 21-12. And it is England that start the better here in the second set, taking the first point. Morgan with the serve. Kept that one alive there, Canada. All set up for Morgan now, and gets it to the right of Oliver Toombs. I think he was a little bit wrong-footed there, expecting him perhaps to go down the middle. Went right, and that's all she wrote on that point. England leading 2-0. And a poke over the head of Sachevka, and earning Canada their first point in the second set here. Canada trail by 2-1. And, well, it looks like Kariakou has gone for the shades at the moment. Morgan. Kariakou had lost his footing there for the moment, but recovered well to allow Canada to draw level here in the second set, 2-all. England looking a bit underwhelming at the moment here. They have been troubled by the powerful offense here provided by the Canada team. Another good finish there from Toombs. Certainly they've combined well, Canada. They haven't looked flustered at all throughout this particular contest. And once again, the referee is having a talk here with Sachevka. Seems to have boiled over for the second time in this game. While he's having that talk with Sachevka, while he's talking to Sachevka, just a view of what's happening here. This is supposed to have been the New Zealand-Gambia game. As yet, the Gambia team have not shown up. And those are two members, one member of the Trinidad and Tobago national team, just giving the New Zealand team a bit of a pickup game. Back here at Court 2 with Canada versus Scotland, England versus Canada. Well, I was going to say it's a tighter second set here. And at the first changeover in the second set, it is Canada the lead by 4-3. Certainly the weather has changed substantially here at Blackrock in Tobago. It was pouring sunshine earlier today. It was some of the hottest sun we've experienced in our couple of days here in Tobago. But now it's a bit cooler here. It's certainly better for the players. Nice block there put in by the Canadian team, but that has not found the court, and it is England that take the point. Certainly there was a touch at the net there, and that has gone, the point has gone to Canada once again. Here at Blackrock, as you can see, that forested area you're seeing just at the back there, there is the beach just behind that. This facility was well celebrated a couple of days ago at the opening by the Tobago House of Assembly, the governing body, political body that is here in Tobago. Oh, that's excellent there, but well, that's out of play actually. Thought Sachevka had found the line there, but that one just going over. So once again, Canada starting to pull away. 3 points ahead here, 7-4 in the second set. Morgan, can he keep that alive? No, he can't. Well, 2 touches at the net there. And frustration here for the Englishman as they continue to trail the Canadian pairing here. It's all nothing's going right here for England. Sachevka, usually so astute at the net, looking frustrated as he dumps that one into the tape. Excellent play. And just bumping it over the player at the net and earning the point here for England. 9-5 England trail here in the second set. And the Canadians are looking good here for their first win of the competition on the men's side. Canadian women's team also looking impressive earlier today. They swept past Scotland 21-10, 21-7. And the New Zealand team have been declared the winners of their match against the Gambia. The Gambia team never showing up for this one. Certainly there will be a lot of discussion on what's happening there. Just outside of your picture as that point goes to the English team. The New Zealand team were just passing our area here, celebrating their first points without breaking a sweat really in this competition. just couldn't find the line. And England doing enough there to take that point. They really had Canada scrambling there with some well-placed shots during that rally. They have done enough to reduce the deficit to just 2 points here. England really have to press on the accelerator now. And just as you say that, they concede a point unnecessarily with a long serve there by Sachevka. Kariakou floating that one across the net. Morgan. Excellent work by Kariakou. Canada have done well to keep this alive. Certainly one of the best rallies of the game, and it's ended with a point for England. And they're now just 2 points off the Canadians here. Certainly the English team have been buoyed by support by not only their women's team, but also the women's rugby team were here earlier to support their teams. They will be in action in a couple of days at Shore Park here in Tobago. That's out, missing the line by some margin there. Excellent defensive work there by Morgan, just narrowing the angle and forcing the Canadians to go wide. Beach volleyball and cycling, road cycling, the only action today in the Commonwealth Youth Games. Brilliant bit of play by Morgan. Can't do enough there. And the English team certainly ahead in that point all the way and deserved winners of the point. And they've now clawed back to parity here. It is 10-all in this second set. Oh, that's brilliant. Great stuff there. And that was a delightful bit of play there by Kariakou. No-look, backhanded play, which has resulted in Canada taking a slight lead at the changeover here. Canada lead by 11 points to 10. England need to get on their bike at the moment. They trail Canada by 12-21 and 10-11 in the second set. To do here for England to get back into this contest. They trail by 11 points to 10 in the second set. Remember, they lost the first set 21-12. Morgan, future Purdue University player, has some work to do here. And that's out. So point to England. They've drawn level once again. And England have to find some sort of an edge over the Canadians at the moment. The Canadians have looked absolutely unflustered in going to a set lead here at Black Rock in Tobago. That's also gone long here. So for the first time in the second set, England have a lead, 12-11 at the moment. Well, there was a whistle there. Point has been given to England, and for the first time, the Canadians looking a bit concerned. England open up a 2-0 lead here, and the crowd starting to get behind England on the far side. England were, of course, the colonial powers that took control of both Trinidad and Tobago, 17th and 1800s to be exact. English players getting in each other's way there for the moment. And now, could we see something here from England? They have a 2-point lead, 14-12. And for the first time, the Canadians starting to look a bit uncertain as England are starting to pull some points together here on a court 2. Big way to get back into the contest here for Canada. That was an excellent set and an even better spike. Canada will not want this to go to 3 sets. Pokes that down the line, and further point to England here. (15-13) at the changeover here, and England have the lead for the first time in this match. Coach of the Canadian team, Andrew Cos, just stepping out of your picture there. He's been in the ear of his 2 players, Andon Kariakou and Oliver Toombs, all the way through this match. Well, they've called the timeout here, and they want to talk things over. So a drink for the Canadians, and also for the Englishmen who have started to pull together. They've had the better of the exchanges in the latter part of this second set. England, these two, Morgan and Sachevka, trying to follow in the footsteps of their predecessors, the Bello twins, who won gold back in 2017. Here we go once again. It is England leading by 15-13 in this second set. Canada trying to finish it off in 2, but the defending champions here are hanging tough, England. Oh, that's brilliant work. Great work there by Sachevka, rising high to snuff out that opportunity there for Kariakou of Canada. And the crowd at the far side just behind, getting behind England. Excellent to work there, just poking that down the line once again. And that play has worked well for Canada in the last couple of points. They've been able to keep up with the Englishmen here in this second set. Another point for England, and they now have a 3-point lead. England just 4 points away of tying up this contest, and the Canadians certainly, you wonder where their mind would be, where their psychology would be in the third set if they give up. If they give up the second set. They're still in there. They trailed 17-15 in the second set. Oh, another error there by Canada. And England creep closer to the finish line here in the second set. Now, we did see earlier today the England women, after losing the first set 21-18, come back to defeat Rwanda. Certainly the motivation with the team winning the second set. Well, what's the call here? And the two referees conferring here over what exactly happened there. The Canadians are claiming there was a touch of the net, that the English player, Sachevka, touched the net. Referees just conferring. Let's see what the decision's going to be. Point for Canada. That's the decision. Yeah, it seems that there was a touch at the net there. Sachevka, the guilty party this time. Well, Canada needed to string some points together, and finally, for the first time in quite a while here, they've put together 2 points in a row. And they have halved the deficit. It's just 1 now. This could be a critical phase. This could be a critical phase of this match for the English players, Morgan and Sachevka. They have to once again try to rebuild a lead here and force this game into a third set. Gets it down the line. That's Morgan. And the 16-year-old has given England a 2-point lead. They are just a couple of points away from tying up this match. Morgan slams the ball in his hands as he's geeing himself up for this one. Oh, that's off the hands of Sachevka. Big defensive man, unable to keep that one in. And Canada close to within a point of England once again. Oh, that is Morgan again, the 16-year-old finding the line, and that has put England just a point away of tying up this match. We could have a third set coming after this point. Oh, that's great from Canada. That was Kariakou, the man from Ajax, knocking that one down and earning the point, and they've called a timeout. Sachevka, they're calling a timeout with Canada just a point away from tying it up. Of course, the USA, if the English team, if they win this point, will carry this game to a third set. England have kept this alive. Canada have to hang tough here. Morgan finds the court, and England have won the second set. They've squeezed past 21-19, and that has taken this one to a decider. So excellent performance there by Morgan and Sachevka in the second set, and they've just squeezed past Canada. This has been an altogether much closer contest here in the second set, and now that has set up a decider, and one of these teams will be walking away with the points, of course. And who is to bet against England? The motivation with them at the moment. Can Canada dig deep and come back in this contest and win the third set? We'll find out in a couple of minutes. So here we go. It's the decider here in this match between England and Canada. England hoping to emulate New Zealand and getting their first win of the competition. New Zealand getting the walkover win over the Gambia. The Gambia team never showed up here. Here's the first point in the decider. They're going to 15 points, and the winner has to do so by 2 clear points. Oh, excellent block by Sachevka. He was largely not a factor in that first set, but his influence was felt more in the second set, and now he's really showing what he's made of here in helping England back to win the second set, and now hoping to run away with it in the third. Kept that in well here. Here's Morgan. Oh, England looked for all money that they were going to lose that point, but they hung tough there. And Morgan's excellent poke over the right side of the net beyond the Canadians. A lot of support on this side of the bleachers for Canada. First point for Canada, is it in the third period here? Well, the Canadians look a little nonplussed at the moment here. Andon Kariakou is pointing at everyone and everything at the moment. And the skipper, Oliver Toombs, just having a word with the officials, because that point has been given to England, 2-0. 3-0, in fact, to England. Morgan was going to cover the space cross court, but excellent reading there by the Canadians. And that poke down the line beyond the spearing dive of Morgan. Another good bit of work there, this time by Kariakou, the man from Ajax, so bringing things back here for Canada at the first changeover. It's 3-2. Certainly there will be a lot of questions asked about why the Gambia and their team have not been able to compete here. I'm sure that there's a story which we will find out a bit more later on for you. Excellent serve there by Toombs, just dipping on Sachevka. Well, that point has gone to Canada there. Seems that there was an error in the set exactly. And has been given to Canada, who lead by 4-3 in the decider. Brilliant serve. Well kept in by Morgan. Oh, Morgan goes cross court. However, Toombs goes down the line. And a big fist pump there by the Canadians as they are back in front 5-3. During the changeover after the second set, their coach Andrew Cos was all smiles, never seems not to have a smile on his face. And even though his team had just lost the second set, he was there with a huge smile on his face with that, under that white hat of his. Smile as broad as Toronto itself. And certainly the players responded to that. And they've come out leading 5-3 in the decider here. And the timeout taken by the English team. Here we go once again. Morgan the receiver. Morgan the spiker. And Morgan wins the point here for England. 5-4. Neither team going away here in this third set. Sachevka putting the pressure on. Back with England. And excellent work by Sachevka at the net. And that has brought England back to parity here. 5-all in the decider. Morgan, certainly a brilliant young player here for England, but the Sachevka factor, he really has been, really showed his personality in the second set and in the third set. That was a rather wild-looking spike there from Kariakou and puts that well long. Finally, a smile on the face of Sachevka as his team is ahead 6-5 in the decider. Well, kept in by Morgan, but that's going to drop out. Canada back level, 6-all in the decider. The team can get a couple of points, a couple of free points here from the serve. That would certainly be in order. Morgan again rising high and planting that one down the line. And the little blonde-haired man who plays for Richmond BBC has again found another excellent point here for England. And keeps that one alive. Well, he couldn't do anything about that. I think that one's drifted out of play, so that is going to be a couple points ahead here for England. Certainly felt that the motivation and would be on the side of England after winning that second set. They've now carved out a 2-point lead. Can they pull another one back here? Well, that's Canada getting that one on the line, and they've now reduced the deficit to 1. And it is going to be England that hold an 8-7 lead here in this critical third set. Good serve. Well kept in play here by Sachevka. And he's found the line. England now a couple points ahead here, 9-7. What's the officials just having a bit of a discussion. The England players looking a little bit concerned here, but the point is theirs. They lead 9-7, a couple points ahead here. Canada have to find a way back, and, well, an apology there from Sachevka as they get the point a bit fortuitously. 10-7 now, and Sachevka just apologizing the Canadians for winning that point off the net cord. Oh, Morgan, brilliant again, keeping that one alive. Back with the Canadians. And again, Morgan unable to keep that one in. Canada are not going away here. 10-7. Makes that 10-8 to the English team. Sachevka doing well. And an excellent poke that finds the corner of the court. England's lead is back up to 3 here. The Canadians left wiping sand off their forearms at the moment. The Sachevka block is incomplete, and the Canadians pull another point back here. 11-9, certainly one of the better games we've seen today. England women coming back from a set down to win their match against Rwanda earlier today. They blew away Rwanda in the last set, 15-2. Hasn't been the same here. The Canadians are just 2 points behind, and they have the serve. Morgan finds the corner again. England's lead is suddenly back up to 3. And this pairing of Morgan and Sachevka trying to join the likes of the Bello brothers, Baltone and Bialukov. Will that be in? It is. That has touched inside the court. So Canada still hanging around here. 2 points behind. England just 3 points away from the win. Kept that well in play well. Morgan keeps it alive again. Can he finish it off here? Oh, that's a brilliant block. Wonderful stuff there by Toombs at the net. That has brought Canada to within a point here of England. Oh, error there. Well, he's been brilliant here today, Morgan. However, an error there. Seemed to have mistimed his jump and dumped it into the net. The teams are now level with 3 points to the win for one of these teams. Morgan, as they were peeling off the net, Canada, Morgan just fooling everyone with that poke. And that has put the English team back ahead by 1. To the great credit of the Canadians, they're still playing with smiles on their faces. Toombs actually with a big smile as he makes his way to the court in the foreground. England in the driver's seat. They have the serve and a 1 point lead. 2 points away from victory here. Canada pulled that back. 13 all. This one is not over by a long shot. Good bit of play again by Morgan. And it is England just a point away now. England, this is match point here for England. And a timeout has been called. Team Canada in some trouble here now. Their women's team winning their match comfortably earlier today. The men's team starting brilliantly, blowing out England 21-12 in the first set. But great credit to the 2017 gold medalists. They've come back to win the second set, 21-19, and now are just a point away from victory. This, of course, is the last match in the morning session. 12 matches in the morning session, 12 in the afternoon session, and it certainly has been the best of the games so far, except for that England-Rwanda game, which turned into a no contest in the last set. This one has been anything but. England with the serve, 1 point away from victory. Here's Sachevka. Canada in control at the moment. Kept in play. Sachevka with the block, and Morgan with the block. And Canada hang tough here. And they have brought it back to 14 all. This one is going to be a cliffhanger. Tied in the third set. Wrong-footed, and Kariakou wins the point. Canada now in front. and in a position to win the match. Match point Canada. England rocked all of a sudden. Morgan keeps that in play. Morgan, can he get this one down the line? He doesn't. Twisting, turning, and Canada unable to win the point. Back to parity, 15 all once again. Couple of errors here in the latter stages of the game. High pressure stakes between these two teams. Certainly two of the hopefuls for medals here in Blackrock, Tobago. Has the feeling of a final, doesn't it? Morgan with the serve. The Canadians want to get off with the lead. And the Canadians have found the line again. And they now have the lead. Sachevka has gotten rid of the shades here. Pressure's on. Canada, a chance to win it. Match point again for Canada. Sachevka sets it up. Morgan. And England have won the point. Canada look perplexed at the moment. 16 all. Has the feeling of a penalty shootout here. Morgan keeps that alive. Sachevka. Morgan keeps that in play. Great stuff by the Englishman. Canada all of a sudden under pressure. Another great stop there by Morgan. And where's this one gone? The point has been awarded to England. That was brilliant stuff there. At several points in that particular rally, that has got to be the rally of the day so far. At several points there, it looked like England were going to lose that point. But they have come out triumphant in that one and now have another match point to their credit. Sachevka with the serve. Oh, what an exclamation point that is from Toombs to bring Canada back into it. Finding great resolve here. Oliver Toombs to rise high and slam that one into the court. This white silica sand brought over from Guyana. Sachevka misses it. And that has gone to Canada. Canada ahead once again, 18-17. At the changeover, once again, the Canadians ahead here. And the Maple Leafs, all of a sudden, with a smile again on their faces, they are now in a position to go on to win this match. It's already been the match of the tournament so far, the best of the 12 games we've had. Kept in play here by Canada. Toombs keeps that alive. And that's out! And Canada has squeaked past here. They've won this match, winning the decider 19-17. What a match this has been, and what a great way to close off the morning session. Canada have been triumphant here in a seesaw battle in this third set. They've won it 19-17, and they have won this match by 2-1. Disappointment here for the defending champions England, as they have gone down in one of the best matches so far in the tournament. So that's how we close off the morning session. Victory here for England by 2-1. New Zealand getting the walkover for Gambia in the men's tournament. Coming up after the break here. Later on, it's going to be on court 2. Australia will take to the court against South Africa. And on the women's side, on court 1, it will be Trinidad and Tobago taking on Sri Lanka. So the home team will be appearing for the first time in the afternoon session. Certainly hope that you will stay with us for that. But for now, we leave you with the news that England have gone under to Canada in the first big match of this Commonwealth Youth Games here at the Corland Beach Sports Arena in Blackrock.
And the stupid, I'm 2023. The medals will be presented by Dame Louis Martin, and the Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Ms. Shamfa Kojo. In bronze, taking the bronze position, from Isle of Man, Ruby Oaks. Taking the silver medal, from Australia, Kira Wills. And receiving her gold medal at the 7th Youth Commonwealth Games right here at the Brian Lara Cycling Academy. Give it up for Lauren Emily Bates of Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Australia. Give it up for winners once again in the Youth Women Time Trial, individual time trial at the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. As we'll do the photo op, and then we'll move on to the youth men
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the medal ceremony for the men's individual time trial. The medals will be presented by the Honorable Minister of Sport, Ms. Shamfa Kujo, accompanied by Dame Louise Martin, of the President of the Commonwealth Games Federation. In third place, taking the bronze from Australia, Will Heath. In second place, taking the silver medal from Scotland, Elliot Rowe. And your men time trial champion for the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023, out of the country of South Africa, Miles Bailey Liebenberg. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem of South Africa. Congratulations once more to Liebenberg of South Africa, as well as the silver medalist from Scotland and the bronze medalist from Australia, the winners of the men's individual time trial at the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. Once again, this has been the first day of cycling event right here at the Brian Lara Cricketing Academy, the women and men individual time trial, and what a day it has been. If this is a sign of what is to come, we are in for some action-packed racing over the next few days. We return here to the Brian Lara Cricketing Academy on a Monday for the women and men road race event that kicks off at 9 a.m. And Ronald, next week we are jam-packed at the track in Couva.
That's right, after Monday, where we'll have the men and women road races, we'll head to the track on a Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening. Thursday, we'll have 2 sessions, a session in the morning for qualifying and a session in the evening for the finals. So we are jam-packed all week with cycling to come out and support all your Commonwealth countries, especially Trinidad and Tobago, of course, as they all participate for medals and to get into the medal count. Remember, we have other sports going on. If you cannot make it to Couva, we have athletics at the Hazel Crawford Stadium. If you are going to Tobago, please enjoy enjoy the beach volleyball and sevens rugby. We also have the women's netball, 5 fast, happening right here in Trinidad and Tobago. As we get ready to close off today, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to say thank you on behalf of Wesley and myself, Ronald. We will see you guys on Monday right here at the Brian Lara Academy at 9 a.m. For the Youth Commonwealth Games 2023. The medals will be presented by Dame Louis Martin and the Minister of Sport and Community Development, the Honorable Ms. Shamfa Kojo.